What's up guys, it is I, once again, Mr. Gamer 990, and today guys and gals, I want to talk about and review Shadow of the Colossus, the 2018 remastered version. Shadow of the Colossus, if you guys and gals don't know, is one of two games from many years ago that got yours truly back into video games. The very first video game yours truly has played as a young boy was of course Super Mario Brothers, which of course many young boys and girls have played at a very young age. Super Mario Brothers was the game that introduced yours truly into gaming. The second video game yours truly has played, which made me appreciate gaming more and more, was of course Resident Evil 1, the one from 1996, and this game guys was truly phenomenal. It was the very first game after Sweet Home, or Sweet to Homo as known from Japan. Sweet to Homo, if you guys and gals don't know, is considered the grandfather of all horror games, survival horror games that is, but Resident Evil 1 brought the survival horror genre into the mainstream media in terms of games and the gaming community. This game guys, Resident Evil 1, was the very first survival horror game which truly defined the survival horror genre, and of course later Silent Hill came. Silent Hill 1, which is absolutely fantastic and the best survival horror game ever made. Silent Hill 2 came out not too long later, and Silent Hill 2 is absolutely phenomenal and without question my favorite survival horror game ever made. And then came Hideo Kojima's 1999 release stealth action adventure video game, which is Metal Gear Solid 1. Metal Gear Solid 1 came after Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, two games released many years prior, and Metal Gear Solid 1 was the very first game on the PS1 which truly captured the cinematic storytelling of movies and brought it to mainstream gamers. And this game guys is truly amazing. I mean, I have no words for Metal Gear Solid 1, the very first of the Metal Gear Solid series, which brought three-dimensional animation into video games, and it was the very first game, as yours truly has mentioned, which brought cinematic storytelling into video games and truly defined what art really is in video games, all because of Hideo Kojima, Kojima Productions, and of course Konami. Konami has sadly fallen from grace, but that's a very different topic for another day, which brings yours truly to Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, two games made by Team Ico, the production company responsible for Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, and of course The Last Guardian, three games which truly defined what storytelling and art in games is truly about. And these three games guys truly defined yours truly as a gamer. Not just that guys and gals, but these three games brought yours truly back into video games, because for many years I was absent from gaming and did not touch any games because of some issues I was going through. I was so depressed, so angry, and I just hated the world. I hated everyone and I hated myself most of all. But these three games, most definitely the first two games, Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, are the two games that got yours truly back into gaming. Ico in particular is my favorite of the three, but Shadow of the Colossus is a truly amazing game, one yours truly loves so much, and one yours truly also recommends you guys and gals play. It's a must, especially if you're fans of gaming, both Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, as well as The Last Guardian. Shadow of the Colossus tells the story of this young man, a young man simply referred to as the Wanderer, who carries with him a young woman named Mono. Alongside the Wanderer and Mono is a horse named Agro. Mono was sadly sacrificed for whatever reason. The Wanderer simply referred to her fate as being a cursed one, and because of her cursed fate, she was sentenced to death, and this was absolutely cruel, unjust, and unfair. But the Wanderer wants nothing more than to bring back the woman he loves, because the woman he loves was taken from him, and she was so young when she died, and because of this, he is determined to do something about it, and not just stand by and do nothing. To bring back the woman he loves, he seeks out this entity, an entity referred to as Dormin, and Dormin is an entity that many refer to as the devil, because of course he makes a deal with the Wanderer, who is so desperate to save the woman he loves from death, and because of his desperation, Dormin asks of him to kill 16 colossi. He will kill all 16 colossi to save her, to save Mono, and to bring her back from the dead, but that comes with a huge price, the price of which Wanderer cares not. So begins the journey of both Agro and the Wanderer to save the woman that Wanderer loves so much at all costs, even if it means sacrificing his soul. This game, guys, is truly amazing and truly phenomenal. I mean, I have no words for this game. Every game yours truly has played has called amazing, has called phenomenal. Metal Gear Solid 1, Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 1, Resident Evil from 1996, and the remake 2, and so many other games that do deserve to be praised as both amazing and phenomenal. But this game, guys, Shadow of the Colossus, Echo, and The Last Guardian are three amazing games which once again brought yours truly back into video games. And Shadow of the Colossus I would rank number 3 after Echo and The Last Guardian. Shadow of the Colossus has one of the best, most emotional, and most heartwarming or heart-wrenching stories ever told on video games, because this story, guys, is one of love, one of sacrifice, one of huge tragedy, but one that is very sincere and comes from a very personal place, a place in which we all been through. Because we care about someone we love, we are willing to sacrifice our own being, our own humanity. Whether it is right or wrong, it matters not, because love, guys, is very powerful. It can be destructive and it can also be very empowering. Such is the tale of the Wanderer, who really does love Mono and is willing to sacrifice his own being, his own humanity, regardless of the consequences. Searching and slaying all 16 colossi is one of the best experiences yours truly has had in any video games, as I imagine others feel the same. When doing battles with these colossi, all 16 of them, you the players have to figure out exactly what their weak points are, to find their weak points using your sword, which the Wanderer has, to find them and shank them basically. Each death of the colossi is quite emotional, yet quite poignant, because the manners in which the colossi die is not one of amazement or one of victory, but one of heartbreak, because these colossi, all 16 of them, are essentially animals you are killing without any regrets, and that's the power behind Shadow of the Colossus. This game has one of the best stories and one of the most beautiful soundtrack you will ever hear in video game. This game has such a beautiful soundtrack which really did touch my heart. The story, characters, soundtrack, action, gameplay, everything about Shadow of the Colossus, which has little to no flaws, makes it one of my absolute favorite games. And yours truly does recommend you guys and gals play this game when you get the chance. Shadow of the Colossus was made by the same company who dedicated this game to a woman named Susan Benedict. Susan Benedict, God rest her soul, was a woman who worked very closely with the company that made this game, and this game was dedicated to her memories, and all the people she spent her time with. Hopefully Susan Benedict is in a far better place and resting peacefully. God bless her. Thank you guys and gals for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe if you wish, and do check out my other channel where I talk about movies, anime, television, etc. Until next time, peace out, take care, adios amigos, au revoir, and sayonara.